right, I'm Vacuuminator.
I'm Buster.
And this is fucking Twit. This week we're talking about SMP getting wild, the return of Gaim, and some gay shits. But before that,
Yay!
Buster, how you doing?
I'm actually doing good for once. Had a very productive day, both for college and my video making, because I released a new video after getting a bunch of claims, so you can't watch the AVGN video I made earlier this month. But hey, the promised F-Zero anime video came out, and I'm pretty proud of how that turned out. I think that has some of my best jokes in a while.
Julio.
Yeah. How are you doing, Vac? I'll take that as no, you're not doing
So
well.
anyway, you want to support Modular Media, right? You like this fucking podcast, you like the channel, you want to support the channel, go ahead and give us a like. Comment down below. Let us know some thoughts that you have on things that happened this week in Tokusatsu. Maybe we'll reply to them, maybe we won't. But just comment. Just comment. Do the thing. Do the YouTube thing. Also, subscribe so you can do more YouTube things for us in the future, and ring the bell so that you know exactly when to do the YouTube things. Anyways, there's fucking news we should talk about. First and least most, I don't even know why I bothered putting this in, because this is fucking stupid. CSM's doing an Ankh Medal set.
It wasn't in the original CSM?
No, it was. This is just them releasing those medals as, like, its own little box if you're one of those fucking Fujoshis that is really into Ankh.
Fair.
Anyways, Shogogen Modeling Project has been up to some stuff. First of all, they're doing Daimugen, which is the Japanese version of Toro the Shuttle Zord from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 2. I like this guy because he's a turtle and no other reason. It's a really stupid toy design, in my opinion, but they did a good job rendering it for the line that it's in here. It looks appropriate.
I like this design and the Zord, so I'm excited to see people take pictures of it.
Yep, it's they'll be coming out eventually. Also, a thing that is coming out eventually, Shogogen Modeling Project is doing B-Fighter Kabuto figures, kind of out of fucking nowhere. They announced Blue Beat, and he's going to be coming out in January of next year, and looks, I'd say, about as solid as the SH Figuarts for about $20 less than that figure's original retail price. So not a bad deal. Not a bad deal if you're, one of three typical average kids who spent a night inside a haunted mansion.
Well, I really love this design, so I'm excited to see more merch of it. I still need to watch B-Fighter, but hey, I'll get to it. I think both B-Fighter and B-Fighter Metal are subbed, so we're good.
I mean, literally all I know about B-Fighter are those words I just said that allude to an American television program, and that Jay Leno was in that American television program.
Yeah. I mean, this doesn't, we just got a announcement for the transformation device, so it seems like they're kind of going all in with,
did we?
Nostalgia. Yeah, we did. Remember the...
Did we report on that on the show?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, I have no memory of this.
Yeah, and so it's just basically an extension of, hey, you guys like B-Fighter? Here's more B-Fighter. Here's some nostalgia merch. Speaking of merchandising,
y'all may remember that the people over at Discotech have been putting out Blu-rays for retro tokusatsu, such as Space Sheriff Gavan, Kamen Rider Black, and Kamen Rider Black RX. That's fucking over now, because about a year ago, I believe it was, Right Stuff, their main distribution website, was bought by Crunchyroll, and on October 10th, the Right Stuff brand, essentially, is going to be closed down, and all their products are going to be migrated to the Crunchyroll store. And the guy that runs Discotech officially came out and said, because of this, they're not doing tokusatsu anymore. They're sticking to anime from now on. Because
no, that was Media Blasters. That was Media Blasters.
Was that?
Yeah, that was Media Blasters. The thing is, people are worried about how... Because here's the thing. Okay, Discotech has other distribution, but Right Stuff is where you can get that stuff for the cheapest price.
Buster, I don't fucking care. I'm done caring about this. This is a losing battle. Fuck it. Like,
I'm
this
just
just
trying to
killed
make them.
any hope I had for this shit in the future anymore. I want
I'm trying
Crunchyroll
to
to
make
know
it.
that they fucking killed my hopes and dreams. This year has been a grueling fucking battle to try and say that, like, that we should try and we should push it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of getting nothing but bad news on this fucking front.
I get that, but I'm trying to make sure the information is clear, like that we know, like exact. I don't want to like miss. I don't like misinformation spreading. Okay,
That's fair, but do you think anybody actually listens to us for the news?
Yeah, we start with it. Why do you, if anyone didn't listen to us for the news, we just act segment whatever.
All right, leave a comment in the web zone. Do you actually get your news from us? Are we an informative resource for people? Do I need to fucking start trying again? Because I don't want to.
Anyway, Pacific Rim is coming to IMAX.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro said on Twitter, because you may remember, and I'm only bringing this up because he fucking teased this months ago, because it's Pacific Rim's 10th anniversary this week, and also I did a Pacific Rim video earlier in the month, so go look at my channel and watch that, please. Pacific Rim is going to be getting a special, very limited IMAX 3D screening in Los Angeles.
Damn it.
Fucking hate Hollywood. Anyway, oh god, Fruit Jesus is back, everybody. Fucking Toei officially announced the Kamen Rider Gaim 10th anniversary project is underway as of the 6th of October. They are gonna be rolling out pre-orders for a CSM Genesis driver, Genesis driver buckle edition, and Genesis Energy Lock Seed set, because remember they already did the Sengoku driver a number of years ago, so that's probably getting a re-release later this year or next year. But they haven't done the Genesis driver yet, and Gaim fucking prints money, so it's coming. It's going to be show accurate, and it's going to have a lot more sounds in it, probably.
I hope we get Zangetsu's actor demoing it.
Yeah, they're probably going to get him for that. They're probably I wouldn't be surprised if they get most of them back, because they're all like good people who still work in the industry, I think. Yeah. They'll probably be in the 10th anniversary movie that Gakusano teased a few months back or weeks back or whatever back. And also Bandai Spirits has teased that there's going to be a figurized kit for Gaim coming.
Yeah, we just got a trailer for that today.
Yeah, and it's all very exciting if you're particularly into Gaim. I'm not, and also I'm fucking upset because this means, now that this is rolling out, this means the Wizard 10th anniversary celebration is officially over, and you know what that means? All we fucking got for the Wizard 10th anniversary was a new figure art of a form I don't like.
Sorry.
God fucking damn it. Fucking go buy Ultraman SHF reissues, I guess, because Orb and X are happening with new packaging because they were in New Generation Stars.
Yeah, and I kind of find it funny how they announced these two together, because when I released my X and Orb reviews, I also did that together. So I'm like, hey, they get me. They get me.
They're very keyed in with the Buster Corp brand. That's why you're getting so many takedown notices right now.
I only got two. One for the Gurren Lagann video and one for the AVGN video, but anyway.
But that's more than you typically get in a month.
Yeah, true.
Anyways, Jamato Gazer is a suit that was in a stage show. Go look at it. It's green. Moving on. Fucking SHF, the Shin Shocker Riders. They're making figure arts of those, and yeah, they're getting their bikes. And also they're making the bike from the very end of the movie, the bike that's in like 2 shots.
It's a good bike.
Yeah. All of this looks really good. I like all these suit designs. I would be tempted to army build the Shocker Riders if they weren't like probably an exclusive of some kind. Let me translate the tweet and see if I can see if it's some kind of exclusive. Doesn't say it is, but it probably is. Also, they're not called the Shocker Riders. They're called the like weird org augment fucking term that Anno came up with, which is cool. It works within the movie. It's just it's not search engine optimized, you know. Anyway, the TFCC put out a new fucking cattle call for a Toei production that's going on. They're getting a bunch of random actors in for a unnamed Kamen Rider movie where you're going to be playing a person in a big group of people shopping, and that then flee in panic when a mysterious monster gets released.
So probably the Gotchard Geats movie.
Probably. If you're in Japan and you're an actor, please sign up. We need more tokusatsu fans getting into the industry. That's always helpful. Also, if you play Fortnite in Japan, you can play in fucking Nekosopa. Is that how you pronounce it?
Blues Kingdom.
Yeah. Looks fine. Looks about as good as the other map did. I'm guessing we're gonna get all the sets as maps before the show's over.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the thing people are being stupid about on Twitter.com, as usual.
Yeah, so an interview with one of the producers on Gotchard came out recently. Producer, writer, I don't know, some fucking creative guy, who said that like in the conceptual stages for Gotchard, they had to basically repeatedly tell Keiichi Hasagawa that they didn't want him to make something that was like Nexus in terms of tone, Ultraman Nexus, because that's a very heavy show, and they wanted something to be a little they wanted Gotchard to be something a little more lighter than what they had been doing.
People are being really stupid about this because, like, most Kamen Rider starts off pretty light and then gets into the heavier stuff. So, like, I don't really see any, like, Saber did it, Revice did it, Geats did it, arguably. So it's like...
No, Geats started out fairly heavy.
Yeah, well, it got heavier as it went on, you know?
Yeah, but it started from, like, the episode 13 baseline that you'd normally get with a regular Rider show, is what I'm saying.
I guess.
The thing here is, I think a lot of people are acting surprised that this is a thing that happened, but, like, this is a basic kind of, like, conversational tool that people use in the conceptual stages for shows and things. And, like, it shouldn't surprise you at all, given how light the first 4 episodes of Gotchard have been, arguably. Like, it's an ongoing conversation of a lot of people saying, like, oh, Gotchard feels really light. It's like they're making a kiddie season. Kamen Rider's for fucking kids, you idiots. And also...
It's so fun.
And also, like, how are you at all surprised that you're regularly making that observation, and then you see this interview and you're going like, oh, see, here, this proves it. Like, yeah, anybody who watches the fucking material can understand that. Stop acting like it's a big gotcha. I'm so sick of people. I'm so sick of the fucking internet fandom bullshit. Anyway, go fucking pre-order another SH Monster Arts, because they're making the Godzilla versus Gigan version of Godzilla, and I love this goofy goober.
Yeah, it's a good goober.
It's like, what if Godzilla was a literal Goomba from Mario?
Yeah, look at a Goomba from the Mario movie specifically.
Yeah, and he has a big old scratchy face. Yeah. Where he got in a fight. It's this actually looks pretty cool. I'm tempted to get this. I'm not tempted enough to actually get it because fucking $74. Jesus Christ, toys are expensive these days. But hey, speaking of that, just this morning, a big old fucking list of Bandai leaks came out. We now know everything that's coming out in 2024 as far as like collector stuff goes. So if you want to get spoiled about pre-orders you can be excited for, go read that. We're not going to read the whole thing off here because who fucking cares? I care much more about the fact that Koichi Sakamoto is coming back to Super Sentai, baby. He's going to
come back every now and then.
True, but this is the first time we've seen him in a while, and he's going to be directing the first 2 episodes of King-ohger that will feature Kyoryu Red.
Which, like, hey, if you're gonna get Sakamoto for any episodes, may as well be for the character he helped direct.
Yeah, it's like more than any Sentai, because Sakamoto's worked on most modern Sentais, but more than any Sentai, Kyoryu is his fucking baby. He was the head director for that show. He didn't write it, but he was big in the conceptual stages for it. He was one of the main people who got interviewed when that show was on the air. And so, like, bringing him back for this just feels right.
Yeah, and it looks like it's only going to be 2 episodes, because they both have the 2 episodes Sakamoto's directing have the same written by a different writer than usual, but it's still supervised. So I think it's just gonna be like the Zyuohger thing, Zyuohger Gokaiger thing specifically. Which
It might be, but it also might just be like, here's an introductory two-parter that we wanted to give special care to.
fair. I still think it's just gonna be a 2-episode thing. I think people are overhyping that like King's gonna be a big part of the show. But it's like he's just gonna be like a little special.
I still think we don't know until we start seeing fucking next time trailers.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, that's happening, and it's got me a tad more excited for that than I was, which was very not excited, tentatively optimistic. What is the emotion I would describe that with? Anyway, let's describe emotions related to things that actually came out this week. Buster, do you want to talk about new releases?
I'll preface saying this. Yes, I know the Alba Ranger 20th anniversary movie's out. It's not subbed yet. I'll talk about it as soon as it's
fucking
subbed.
raw!
Yeah, what Vax said. Anyway, Ultraman Blazer, episode 11, Escape. Ooh, this is a spicy beginning to a 2-part episode.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, it was a lot of action, but like it was good action.
I'm really happy for my man, Starro the Conqueror, getting more roles in superhero media.
Yeah, good for Starro. Yeah, there's not really much. This is one of the more like lighter, like not in terms of tone, but in terms of content.
Well, it's just there's not a lot for us to analyze and extrapolate on because so much of it is right there on the screen at this point. We are just showing Gento struggling with the beast within him, essentially, and the constraints him and his team are put under. And here's a newer, bigger, more challenging threat that they have to deal with. And oh man, what's going to happen now?
Yeah, very. This does make me excited for next week, but not really much to say on this week, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we just move on to superhero time already?
Okay.
Okay, Kamen Rider Gotchard, episode 4, Ant Trooper and Labyrinth. I really like this episode.
This was probably the best episode of Gotchard so far.
Yeah, I've been seeing everyone say that, like, and I can honestly see it because they're delving more into Rin's character, like kind of forgot his name, Haruto's philosophy.
There's a good bottle plot. We get more of an idea of who Spanner is as a character.
Yeah. Also, maybe this is just me.
He is just a massive fuckboy.
Yeah, but maybe it's just me. But the way he talks to Rin feels very like neurodivergent coded. I don't know. Maybe that's just me being me.
I was getting incel vibes from him.
Really? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I was getting like fucking. I only care about smashing this little girl, and everything else is just stupid bullshit to me.
Yeah, I got it more like oh he's a bit smitten, but he doesn't want to be. He just doesn't know how to properly explore those emotions, or express himself. Which yeah, I can relate. But like I don't know, like he's only really a bastard to Haruto. Everyone else he's like pretty chill with. So
Haruto was in this episode?
Oh, Toro. They have similar names.
I was gonna say, oh man, Gotchard just got way better.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good bottle episode plot. It allows us to explore the dynamic of the main two characters much more than the show has really been able to before because we've been so busy establishing so much shit.
Yeah.
And they still get some of that in there. Like there's a scene that is blatantly just like, hey kids, these are trading cards. You should trade them with each other. And there's some shit like that, but for the most part, it's a pretty solid character episode, and it does advance the overarching plot a little bit in that, like, we find out that fucking Driver Maker Man is actually Renee's fucking dad.
Yeah.
But they're still heavily hinting that Hataro's dad is important. And I'm just gonna say, I think we're getting a reveal either at like the episode 15 Christmas time mark or halfway through the series that they're half siblings.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I'm like, are they siblings? That would be kind of cool. Like, because I've always I remember someone always kept pitching sibling duo writer, and I'm like, yeah, that would be cool. And I'm like, oh, is this gonna be the actual sequel to Rube that I've been watching? Ultraman Rube. Yeah. But yeah, I very enjoyed Gotchard. Lots of fun stuff happening. We also see the pirate form from the movie debut. That the movie's still not out yet, but I saw the pirate form scene leaked. Uh,
Yeah, and Venom Mariner debuts this week, and unlike the other forms, I still think it looks ass in motion.
and I don't like that form as much as the other two. So,
Mhm. And
um,
there's a whole other PNG form this week that we didn't know was coming.
yeah,
They're just cranking those out.
yeah, I like the PNG forms. I like how like they're not just always suits. I like that they could just be attacks, basically. You know, I don't know. That's just me.
I'm
Uh,
still not a huge fan of the concept, but it could be certainly way worse, I guess.
yeah.
It's wearing
Uh,
me down.
and you're just a cynic this episode.
Oh God, I am so fucking done with everything today. You don't even know a tenth of it.
All right. Can we talk about King-ohger?
Yeah.
Yeah, Osama Sentai King-ohger, episode 30, Frozen Scales of Justice. I love this episode.
I like this episode because it made me accept what King-ohger is rather than what I keep wanting it to be. Because
Explain.
I've talked relentlessly for like 2.5 months now about how King-ohger keeps trying to go to these very unearned highs without any breathe or build up in between. And this it's not as bad as previous episodes, but this feels like that again to me. But I also just kind of realized this week, like, oh, that's just what this show is. This show is like eschewing traditional storytelling methods of building to a point and is just going like, no, we're gonna just do very big operatic emotional moments to illustrate these lofty points because we don't have time to build to them the way we want to tell this story. It would take like free Sentais to tell the story we're trying to tell in one Sentai traditionally. So we have to do it this way. And realizing that this week made me like this episode a whole lot more than I probably would have. Like a week ago, I'd have probably just been clowning on this episode for being blatant Tumblr bait, which it is. But I was able to kind of get into it more than I had been, especially because it gave me lots of nice new screen caps of Himeno.
I I get where you're coming from. This is not the episode to make that statement, mate, because they've been setting up Rita and Himeno's like bond, like even
But
little
they've done it
moments.
very sporadically.
Yeah, but it's still set up. It's still stuff established before. This is still all in the Fury of the Gods. Himeno's like obsession with like that. They've all set this up before. This is all stuff from previous episodes that are just being expanded on now.
Yeah, but I also feel like we haven't touched on that stuff in months, and suddenly it's ultra important again.
That's just kind of Sentai, man. I don't know what you expected. That's because like everything's like got like a bunch of plots like that. Sometimes they want to focus on one thing, and then sometimes they just be like, "Hey, that thing, we gotta bring it back." You know?
I mean, I typically like a show where most characters feel important every week, but there are characters that you are more so focusing on in the moment instead of literally fucking Tombo and Hachi showing up like more than halfway through the episode and just being like, "We are here now. We are going to be here because there has to be a fight with all six of the characters by the end
Anyway,
of this
Rita had
Sentai
really good
episode."
development in this episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's probably their best showing so far, which is like saying a lot because they've had arguably all the best episodes in my opinion.
Mhm.
I really like the way like Himeno basically is like you don't have to like go all out like you know, and like learning about the eye was interesting. I wonder if that's ever gonna come back or if it's just gonna
Oh,
be
it's
like
definitely gonna come back. There's gonna like the way they fucking did it and then backed out this episode made me go like, oh, there's gonna be a big self-sacrifice moment for Rita at the end of the show.
yeah, or like some sort of berserker form thing. Yeah.
I think we're a little late to be doing a berserker form. I think by now they should have been doing it if they were going to.
I mean, Tokuger had a berserker form in the final arc.
That's true. I was more so thinking like Hebitsukai Medal, because wasn't
Yeah,
that in the 30s?
that was in like the 20s, and then it
Oh
ended
yeah,
in the
that's right.
30s, and it kept coming back. But that's no, that's besides the point. Anyway, yeah, good episode of King-ohger. I like when Rita and Himeno had moments. It was really cute.
Also, fucking Garen is in the show now.
Yeah, and he's funny.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy. I hope he's probably like the fifth of the big space warlords, which is interesting.
Yeah, that was
There's
a
just
fun reveal.
Yeah, and I
Where
kind of like,
literally the main bad guy is just like, oh yeah, there were 5 of you.
and
Fuck.
it kind of makes sense with that guy's character because he's a very carefree, playful kind of guy, and he's like basically treating this as a game. So of course he's gonna like forget like things that
Mhm.
you know.
Also, just like I always dig when Sentai or writer actors show up in the opposite shows or even in Ultra in ways like this of just like
Playing against type.
if you hadn't told me this was Garen's actor, I wouldn't have realized that he is unrecognizable in this role, which really shows his range, which I normally would never be able to see because I don't fucking watch J dramas that don't have superhero suits in them.
Yeah, overall pretty solid week. I was happy with this week of releases. I'd be happier if Aber Ranger 20th got subbed, but hey, I'm just being petty at that point. I didn't watch anything. Oh no, I did watch Godzilla Raids again, so I guess I
How
can
was
talk about
that?
that. Mid. It's the direct sequel to the original Godzilla, and it's a very visually stunning movie. Maybe it's the Criterion remaster, but like I think the movie is well shot. I think the Godzilla suit is really charming. I like how it introduced the kaiju versus kaiju aspect of the franchise. Everything else I could give less of a shit about. It's
I
a pretty
watched a
boring movie.
shitty torrent of that years ago. If you think it looks very pretty, it is because of the Criterion remaster.
Probably. I like the Godzilla suit in that one too. So
Isn't that the
like,
one where they introduced the silver browed fuck suit?
let me try. Let me look up Godzilla Raids Again suit
Because
for.
there was some like stretch of like 3 or 4 films in the Showa where Godzilla had like these really prominent silver eyebrows, and I don't hate that suit, but it is very low on my list.
Yeah, I'm looking for good pictures of it. Yeah, I like it because it kind of looks a bit dopey, but it's like there's still a lot of charm to it in my opinion.
Oh yeah, no, this is not quite silver browed fuck yet. Yeah, this is like nightmare fuel claymation Godzilla. I actually kind of dig this boy.
Yeah, and like I honestly I think the Criterion remaster did a lot of heavy lifting for my enjoyment. So good on you, Criterion. You actually showed me some really pretty shots of this movie that I wouldn't be able to appreciate otherwise.
Way to go. Now start distributing Kamen Rider,
And they're a
please.
movie company. They're can't you gotta be realistic.
TV shows are just long movies. Haven't you ever
Talk
gotten a
about what
Netflix
you've watched.
subscription?
Talked about what you watched.
I watched another episode of 1971, another episode of Agito. This was literally a week ago. I have no memory of these episodes anymore. This week has been a fucking shit show. Don't ask.
I'm so sorry, man. Pat.
Oh god, it's only been 20 minutes.
Finally,
Well,
shortest episode. Woohoo!
where are you?
I'm at youtube.com at BusterCorp. I recently released a video on the F-Zero anime because I lost a bet, and we got a lot of fun stuff coming in October. Some spooky, some not. So go subscribe and follow me on Blue Sky and maybe Twitter if that's still a thing. I don't know.
Same for me. Links in the description. Also, one of our things says 30 minutes. The main thing says 30 minutes. The backup thing says 20 minutes. So leave a comment in the web zone about how long the episode actually is, because I care about that. I need to keep that in my records. My extensive modular media logbook must be updated. Please help. Help. Let me out.